Tonight, Made in America Christmas is back. For years now, we've been asking for your one thing, or in this case, two. Tonight, another one of your ideas, taking us all the way to Brunswick, Maine, where inside the factory, they are racing tonight to finish boots for Christmas. Just today, we went to find a pair, LL Bean boots. So many call them duck boots.
How are you?
Lucas.
You're Lucas.
Nice
Merry
to meet you.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Lucas bringing me right to them.
This is it.
This is it.
Takes me right back to my childhood.
And what do the L's stand for in LL Bean?
People don't realize that LL Bean actually is the guy's name.
Correct, yeah, Leon Wood Bean. It's a little bit of a mouthful.
Leon Wood Bean.
Leon invented them more than 100 years ago.
The year was 1912.
It turns out Leon had gone on a hunting trip and came back drenched.
But he came back and his feet were soaked.
Exactly, because nothing like this existed at the time.
He had an idea. Boots, the bottom made of rubber, the sides leather, keeping your feet dry, and the leather would last for years.
Let's try a pair.
All right, we got them right here for you.
Back at those factories in Maine tonight, 600 workers working 6 days a week. Lynette Mitchell on the line here 23 years, making 120 pairs of boots a day. While back at the store, we wondered, who made this pair?
All right.
All in Brunswick, Maine.
Putting on those boots took me right back to my childhood. Turns out I'm not the only one. Jane Moynihan is here, getting boots now for her high schoolers.
Some things never change.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Your kids are actually cool.
Making these boots for generations. Back at that factory tonight with 3 words in mind.
Made in America!
We love their boots and your ideas. Keep them coming. A few days left until Christmas. I'm David Muir. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Good night. Finally tonight here, Made in America is back, traveling across the country all this month. And first stop, the famed green monster. And it turns out a perfect Made in America shade of green. Made in America, and tonight walking into Boston's Fenway Park. Built in 1912, the oldest in the country. And part of its lore, the green monster. But before we take you there, the tiny but colorful shop beneath the stands.
Hey, this is the paint shop?
This is the paint
Show me what you got.
Bob Devlin first came as a Red Sox fan in the early 60s. Now he's been painting here for 26 years. And there's one key color.
Looks familiar.
Yes, it does.
And there's a name for it.
Do you know what this
It's called fence green.
Fence green. So that's it.
Benjamin Moore, Fence Green, Made in America. And Fenway painters have been using it on the green monster for years.
When I was a reporter here in Boston, I used to come to Fenway all the time, but never quite had access to the field like this.
But we were there this time with a mission, a Made in America one.
Fenway Park.
That Benjamin Moore paint used all over Fenway, the field pads too.
So let me ask you this. Most people are watching the game, but are you watching saying, oh, there goes a player right into one of my pads?
Then he hands it to me.
Yeah, you can go now.
All right.
Bob, the veteran painter, inspecting closely.
What do you think?
Beautiful.
There's also the yellow for the famed pesky pole, named after shortstop Johnny Pesky.
I heard this is tradition for people to sign this, and then you come around and...
Exactly. It's just a battle going back and forth.
So Linda, Tracy, and Jason... Sorry, guys.
Bob puts us to work again. But where do they perfect that yellow? And more importantly, that green? 38 miles away, Milford, Massachusetts. Manufacturing manager Bernie Hilton on the line for 34 years.
So there's your green monster.
And back at Fenway, getting the job done long before the Red Sox take the field again. And as we approach it, the retired player now helping to train.
Pedro. All right, man.
Pedro Martinez on our way to the green monster.
The scoreboard is still done by human beings behind the green monster. 4 of them working a game.
And just how big of a job does Bob have on his hands every year?
I just wanted to give you an idea of how tall, how big this wall is. Take a look up. It is 37 feet, 2 inches tall. And the original reason they built this wall, to keep the people over on Lansdowne Street from checking out a free game. The historian,
Gordon Eads.
got a little green monster paint on me here.
Bring it on.
Taking us inside that scoreboard.
I noticed they've got the Cracker Jacks ready to go.
The metal numbers painted fence green, each of them about 2 pounds, 16 inches tall.
And you can just slide it right down in here.
All right.
Congratulations, you are an official scoreboard operator.
But this reporter from New York, by way of Boston, is very careful when it comes to the score. While back at that plant tonight, go Sox and something else. Made in America, we love it. And don't you love there are actual human beings behind that scoreboard? Thanks for watching here on a Monday night. I'm David Muir. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night. Finally tonight here, Made in America. Last night, the green monster. Tonight, the green houses. Getting ready for mom. Spring is in the air, and so is Mother's Day, coming soon. And all across the country, farmers and florists are hoping you think of them and your mom. In fact, we found flowers from all over the country as soon as you walk into Emily Thompson's flower shop.
Good to see
Welcome.
Her customers, usually last-minute shoppers.
People are thinking, I need to get flowers today.
Now.
And we wondered here in Soho how many of the flowers sold in America are grown in America. Emily buying her flowers from farms from New Jersey to California, even labeling them local.
Right here on the tag, you've got local ranunculus.
That's right.
And people feel strongly about supporting American farmers?
Well, I certainly do.
Those local farmers grateful to Emily for selling their ranunculus. Hattow & Sons from Branchville, New Jersey, getting ready for spring months ago. The roses too.
All right, so tell me what you have.
So right here we have two varieties of garden rose. These are grown in California, and this one is called Kate. And this one is called Francois Rabelais, and that's my personal favorite.
Francois Rabelais.
That's right.
Green Valley Floral, Salinas, California. 45 workers shipping out all over the country. Just in time for Mother's Day. That American flag right there on the box. And in Detroit tonight, they're hard at work, hoping to celebrate your mom. While waiting for the spring bloom, they find American farmers with flowers already. In Chicago tonight, was Wicker Park neighborhood. While back in Emily's shop, she put us to work.
So you have California, New Jersey, Puerto Rico. You've got a lot of America represented right here.
That's right.
Farmers across America tonight saying Happy Mother's Day, and saying something else.
Made in America.
Made in America. Can't forget Mom later this week. I'm David Muir. Good night. Finally, we were in Madison, Wisconsin over the weekend giving the commencement, celebrating the Badgers, and we couldn't come back without some Made in America. We headed to Madison, Wisconsin, the state capital. The first stop, Mickie's Dairy Bar. Open since 1946. The line outside. And University of Wisconsin-Madison graduates. So many Badgers in cap and gown. Inside, the menu on the wall from the 1950s. And just look, on the right, just 30 cents back then for a burger. This time, we wanted one of their famous shakes.
So come on over here, you can see the milkshake making station. Still very old school here.
Owner Janet Thongdom and her team making them behind the counter. The chocolate syrup, mixing vanilla and strawberry too. And their not-so-secret ingredient, Chef's Ice Cream, made right here in Madison. Family owned since 1928. And how important is it to support their local farmers?
It's very important. It's part of what America's about. Something made right in town.
They tell me it's ready.
It's good to go?
A taste test, their vanilla shake. Across town, dozens of Made in America businesses, soaps, candles made with local ingredients, stuffed animals and toys. And outside,
Are you Alyssa?
Hey, how are you doing, David?
How you doing? Good
Welcome
to see you.
Madison.
I need a skillet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have skillets.
in their shop Feline Studios, Alyssa Toninato and her team making cast iron skillets in the shape of our 50 states. And on this day, she brought one for us.
We have a special pan that sort of made it here. I think this might be hometown for you. Is that right?
Yeah, look at that.
I
That's
don't know.
New York State. I'm from right up here, right in the middle.
Right in the
Upstate
middle.
New York. Yep.
Oh, we need to put like a heart right there then.
So far, making New York, Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas. Which state is next?
You're working your way down the list.
Right, yeah. Well, we actually have a vote online, so...
They say you decide. And every state they make, the same label, made in the USA. Now they're teaching children how to make their own molds. Alyssa shows me how it's done. The crucible waiting.
These are the little pieces of aluminum that have been melted down. And then they just put these right over here in the crucible.
Heated to 1,400 degrees.
So it's rockin' hot, beautiful.
We spot the hearts,
Someone's made something for mom.
breaking the mold with 3 words in mind.
Made in America, baby.
Made in America, baby. Go Badgers. It was a great weekend. I'm David Muir. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Until then, good night.